Accountability. So important. So important. Accountability, ownership. It's important for you. It's important for me. It's important that we force our Democrat voting friends and family, that we force them to look in the mirror and take accountability for what they do. Because this is a scene that's played out time and time again in this country. I know, I get the emails you send me. This is what happens. Dad has always voted Democrat. Right? This is what he was, a JFK Democrat. It's always voted Democrat. And he still does that out of tradition. Probably more of a Republican these days, but still votes Democrat out of tradition. Son is a Republican, and son goes to dad and shows him some tranny parade and says, Dad, look at this stuff. Look at this. This is Democrat policies now. And he says, yeah, that's not what I voted for, though. He still thinks that he's voting for the same people he did and that he could just keep voting Democrat. You have to step in that moment and tell Dad that, no, Dad, you did vote for this. This is what you vote for every single time. You cast your vote for this. I see this in big cities all the time when it comes to things like homelessness and crime and illegal immigrants stacked up on the sidewalk like sardines. You see this video out of New York? See that? And I see so many New Yorkers out there right now, so many, lamenting the state of illegal immigrants, illegal immigration. Eric Adams is out there. My goodness, the sky must be falling. Eric Adams is out there calling to secure the border.
We need to control the border. We need to call a state of emergency, and we need to properly fund this national crisis.
But Eric Adams is a Democrat. New York's run by Democrats. New York declared itself to be a sanctuary city, and New Yorkers go to the polls every single election, and they vote Democrat every single time. So if you're in New York and you vote Democrat every time, you put those illegals on your sidewalk. You did this. You are the cause of the homeless problem. You're the reason New York City is a shooting gallery now. Here was Eric Adams' opponent in the last election, Curtis Lewa.
This is an absolute mess. What a nightmare. And it goes all around the block, and they're lined upstairs, and they seem to go right on up into the top floor of the Roosevelt Hotel. Where's Eric Adams, swagger man with no plan? You think he should be here dealing with the mess he created? He wants a sanctuary city. He's got a sanctuary city.
You voted for this, New Yorkers? And that actually, that reminds me, yesterday when I was saying that, hey, I'm happy for New York. This is how New York wants to live. They go vote for this every time. I actually had somebody respond, and on my life, I swear they said, yeah, except there's cheating in that election. Okay, let's pause on this for just a brief moment. I've never been one of these people who's denied that Democrats cheat in elections. How many times have you heard me talk about that on this show? The dirty things they do. We know they cheat. That's why they don't want you to have to show ID. They cheat, they cheat, they cheat. But there's this infection on the right that has got to stop, claiming every election that we lose was stolen. There are 3.1 million Democrats registered to vote in New York City. 477,000 Republicans. Eric Adams didn't steal the election from Curtis Lewa. More Democrats showed up and voted than Republicans. And the reason this bothers me is what this has become is an excuse. It's become an excuse. It's become cope. I don't need to go knock on doors. They're going to steal the election. I don't need to donate money in time. It's going to be stolen. I don't want to run for school board. They're going to steal it. It's going to be stolen. City council can't do that. They're just going to steal it. It's become the built-in excuse every time Republicans get too lazy or do something stupid. Do they cheat? Yeah. Are they going to keep cheating? Absolutely. Should we stop that? Do everything we can to stop it? No doubt about it. Every election that doesn't go our way is not stolen. Enough with that nonsense, all right? But hey, look, one more little you voted for this. Here's Chicago.
What do you mean? Can you give us an example of a couple of the trends you're seeing?
Oh, you're not aware of some of these large gatherings?
You're talking about the mob actions?
No, that's not appropriate. We're not talking about mob actions. I didn't say that. It's important that we speak of these dynamics in an appropriate way. This is not to obfuscate what is actually taking place, but we have to be very careful when we use language to describe certain behavior. There's history in this city. I mean, to refer to children as like baby Al Capones is not appropriate.
That's his response to the mobs that are taking over Chicago. But again, Chicago just had an election. There was even a more moderate Democrat on the ballot. They went out, people in Chicago, and they voted for the communists. So Chicago, you voted for this. I have great news. If you enjoyed that, I have a YouTube channel you can subscribe to. Whatever I do, it'll be right there on YouTube, so go subscribe today.